You know, the newest DC film coming out, Blue Beetle, is now just a little over a month away. It's coming out on August 18th. Now, James Gunn recently said something interesting in an interview on Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast, where he said, Blue Beetle is the first character of his brand new DCU. Now, he was quick to specify that Superman Legacy in 2025 is really the start and the first movie of the DCU. But recently, they announced that they have cast their brand new Superman in Hollywood's David Corenswet, who's going to be our new Superman. And Rachel Brosnahan from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is going to play Lois Lane. Terrific casting, especially Rachel. It looks like visually she was born to play Lois Lane. She's got multiple awards, all that kind of stuff. This is going to be a terrific on-screen pair. At least I believe they are. But since we now have our Superman, and we got Blue Beetle coming on August, what are the chances that David Corenswet, the new Superman, could appear, even in a cameo, in the new Blue Beetle? And that is the subject of this Mint Mobile hotline question of the day. Listen, if you guys have a question and would like to hear your voice on either our podcast or one of our YouTube videos, go ahead and call it in 24/7 at 951-268-4259. And once again, this question is, could we see David Corenswet in Blue Beetle? Check it out.
Hey, John, this is Sean from Canada, a fellow Canadian. With Corenswet being cast as Supes and the fact that Gunn has mentioned the Blue Beetle being the first character in the DC universe of films, what is the possibility of having Corenswet making a cameo as Clark? We won't see him as Supes, but would we see him as Clark? That's my question, and bring on the filthy.
All right, Sean, thanks a lot for calling that in. Okay, so what are the possibilities? We've now got our Superman. We got a Blue Beetle movie coming out. Anything is possible in the strange world of comic book movies. I often say this, but it's true. In a world where Jamie Foxx comes back to play Electro, absolutely nothing is off the table. Anything could happen. But in asking what are the chances that Corenswet could appear as Superman, even as a cameo, whether it's the Clark persona, Superman persona in Blue Beetle, I would say the chances are slim. And there's a couple of reasons why I think those chances are slim. Number one, even though they just announced Corenswet, I do believe he's been cast in the role for a while. Like they won't tell you that yet, but I believe he's probably been their choice for quite a while. But even if that's the case, Blue Beetle finished production a long time ago. Now, sure, you could say, well, just pull a whole crew together and shoot a new cameo and add it onto the movie. You could do that, but what's the point? Like, honestly, what would be the point of that? I don't really see any functional need to do that whatsoever. And why would you spend the money to do that? And at the end of the day, how does it make the movie any better? It really doesn't. So I don't think for that reason we could see that happen there. Another big thing is this, is that while Corenswet is our new Superman, it is important to go back to what James Gunn said. This Blue Beetle movie is not a part of the new DCU. Blue Beetle as a character may be a part of the new DCU, but this movie is not going to be canon with the new DCU. James Gunn was very specific about that when he said Superman Legacy is the first movie of the DCU. And so if you all of a sudden decided to put David Corenswet in this Blue Beetle movie with Xolo, who I think Xolo is going to be a great Blue Beetle, but all of a sudden you put David Corenswet in that, well, now you've just created confusion. Now you're creating the image and perception that, oh, that's the new Superman. So this is part of the new DCU. And James Gunn has already kind of pretty clearly indicated that that's not the case. He can bring the character over, but the events of this movie are not going to be canon with the new DCU, at least not if you listen to James Gunn. So because of those reasons, I just don't see there being any real reason to believe that David Corenswet will make a cameo. There's no narrative purpose to it. The movie was done shooting before they cast him, even if they did cast him a while ago. And it would be creating the impression that this movie is a part of James Gunn's new DCU when he's already kind of indicated that it's not. So impossible? I wouldn't say impossible. Likely? I'd say the chances are pretty slim. But you never know. Crazier things have happened in the world of comic book movies. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. And HelloFresh gets that you want options when it comes to what you make for dinner, not just the same old thing all the time. And that's why they offer 40 recipes to choose from every single week. So you'll never get bored and can always find something new to try and love. And when you need dinner fast, don't just call for delivery. Think of HelloFresh. Their fast and fresh recipes are ready in just 15 minutes or less. Plus, HelloFresh is 25% cheaper than takeout. Ann and I are both working professionals, and so whenever it comes to dinner time, we're always struggling with whether we should get takeout. But with HelloFresh, it makes preparing dinner together fun, easy, delicious, and nutritious. We absolutely can't live without it. So guys, right now, go to HelloFresh.com/Campea50, that's Campea50, and use the promo code Campea50 for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Campea50 for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Question is for you. What do you think about this? We have our new Superman, David Cornsweet. What are the chances we can pop up like a la Henry Cavill popping up at the end of Black Adam, which ultimately went nowhere? Do you think they'd want to do that again? Or do you believe, like I do, that the timing doesn't line up, it would cause a lot of confusion, and it's just not part of the same cinematic universe? However you guys feel about this, do me a favor. Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks for checking out our video. Make sure you do all the standard stuff. Subscribe to the channel, click the thumbs up button, leave a comment down below. But remember, we do a daily show as well that you can find on your favorite podcasting app of choice. The John Campea Show podcast. Find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice.